What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you. I wanted to bring you a video talking about race in this country and in the Western world. I mean, again, we have gotten to a place where you can't talk about nothing, especially if you're white. And if you do, you better have the same view that the average person of color has. Because again, their view is right. But last week, Donald Trump went in front of the National Association of Black Journalists. And they asked him a question about Kamala Harris and her race. And he gave a response that apparently they didn't like. Now, they tried to paint him off in a lot of ways as being racist. And again, there's nothing racist about what he said. But again, they're trying to paint him off that way. Well, flash forward Sunday, and Bryon Donalds, a black congressman, was talking to George Stephanopoulos on ABC. And George Stephanopoulos asked Bryon Donalds about what Trump said. And Bryon Donalds gave him his honest assessment. And apparently George did not like what Bryon Donalds had to say. Watch this.
Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give
literally
me a definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
a very direct
question.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans have said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there.
Again, I believe she was chosen because, number one, she's a woman, and number two, she's a woman of color. So again, she kind of kills two birds with one stone right there. But I think one thing that I think a lot of people leave out is she was raised in a very Marxist environment. Her father was a professor, and he was a Marxist, a socialist. And so I think she has those ideals as well. And again, I think you definitely can tell by the man she chose to be her running mate. Again, socialism. And basically, props it up. But let me play for you guys a clip of Bryon Donalds talking to George Stephanopoulos. Watch this.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There are a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue. The main issue.
Sir, one second. You just did it. You just did it again.
Of the United States.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on the stage yesterday in Atlanta for what, 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep
actually,
on repeating
I'm not the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up.
Oh, man. Again, nobody's using any racial slur towards Kamala. Again, Trump didn't. Neither did Bryon Donalds. He definitely didn't. Nobody did. Again, Trump was asked, do you believe that Kamala Harris is a DEI hire? And Trump said, maybe. And again, I believe it's much more than maybe. And I believe the people on the right and left, they understand that she was chosen for a reason. And again, it's not because of her brains and grace and everything else. It's not. Again, it's because she's a woman of color, and because she has the same ideals as they have. That's what they're looking for. We truly have got to understand that, but sit there and say that Donald Trump and Bryon Donalds are using racial slurs. I mean, come on. Again, you're trying to redefine what a slur is. Again, there was nothing like that used. Nothing at all. But again, what George Stephanopoulos is doing is he's giving you theater. That's what he's doing. He's trying to make you enraged, get you worked up. It works. That kind of stuff works. And that's what he's trying to do, because, again, you're going to see a lot more of this stuff happen because, again, Kamala is losing. And right now, if you look at all the numbers, she has lost. There's no way other than, again, taking Trump, out, or taking Trump out of the race somehow, or somehow making him look extremely bad. But again, at this point, you would think they would learn their lesson. Every time they try to make Trump look a certain way, or anyone from the right a certain way now, it backfires on them. But again, they still push the same stuff they've always done. Why? Because, again, it's all they know. It's all they truly know. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a